Coming up on Live at 6, the University Senate held a meeting today. Our own Ricky Sayer has the latest.
Microsoft is preparing to play a role in the Syracuse surge. Find out what the tech giant is planning.
And more shocking testimony on Capitol Hill. What a key figure in the National Security Council is saying next. Live at 6 starts right now.
Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Syracuse's Student Association is giving away free tickets to Saturday's football game against Boston College. Good evening, I'm McElrath.
And I'm Jenna Bree. The giveaway is happening on SA's Instagram page, SA at SU. Students have to tag 3 friends in the post comments for a chance to win.
This is the second Instagram giveaway SA has done for football games this year. The first was for last month's matchup against Holy Cross. The University Senate meeting is just wrapping up now, and the big topic of discussion was a new free speech group. CitrusTV reporter Ricky Sayer joins us live from there now. Ricky?
Thanks, guys. I'm here at the University Senate meeting in Maxwell that just wrapped up about 30 minutes ago. The big topic discussed here was free speech. It goes back to the chancellor's comments back at the last University Senate meeting. At that Senate meeting, he said it was important to make sure students, things that are hearing things in classes that may be uncomfortable, mentioning that professors should not be silenced just because they have controversial views. It caused some concern from students, and tonight faculty got the chance to respond. One had a specific theory about the chancellor's comments.
Together of diversity and ideology and homogeneity and ideology comes directly out of the work of conservative groups who have turned this into a campaign to get trustees to become more activist.
All but one of the questions asked by faculty at this meeting surrounded free speech. They wanted to know why the chancellor's new working group on free speech has so few faculty on it if it's about faculty and so much of its use. The senator you heard from before also specifically said that they've gone through this before, taking a look at free speech on campus. Now the chancellor does acknowledge that free speech is very important to this university. He specifically says that when he looks outside the chancellor's office over in that building, they can see on Newhouse the words of the First Amendment right on the side. And here is some of what the chancellor had to say in response to some of these questions.
There is speech that is and accompanying actions that are so troubling. We have to draw the line in it, and I think we've seen that on this campus in Theta Tau.
We asked around after the chancellor said that some of the faculty wanted a more specific response from the chancellor, specifically about those controversial views in the classroom question and about hiring. That's everything, and I can tell you right now from here in Maxwell, reporting Ricky Sayer, CitrusTV News.
Water damage in Day Hall. Firefighters were at the building earlier after sprinklers had flooded the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors of the dorm. This happened after they went off on the 5th floor at around 2:30. Residents still have access to all of those floors. However, crews are still working to clean it up. And if you missed today's flu clinic at the Barnes Center at the Arch, there's still time to go. The university has 7 more flu clinics throughout November. You can get a flu shot and learn about flu prevention. There will be sessions this Friday as well as Tuesday and Wednesday of each of the next 3 weeks. All of them go from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
New today, Syracuse University scored $7.5 million from the Department of Education. The grant is for doctoral students studying special education. It will be divided among 8 students at SU and a total of 26 across the country. SU gets the grant along with Florida International University and Arizona State University. Also on campus, Syracuse University earns national recognition for its dedication to military veterans. The nationally published Military Times recognizes SU as the best private institution for vets. It ranked number 5 among all colleges. The ranking comes as SU built its new Veterans Resource Center across the street from Newhouse.
Still need to pick up something special for Halloween tomorrow? Reporter Aaron Lyons says downtown Syracuse has 2 sweet spots for candy lovers.
October has a reputation for the spookiest season of the year, but it's also one of the sweetest. Because of Halloween's hordes of trick-or-treaters, October consistently scares up record candy sales every year. There's 2 places to satisfy your sweet tooth in Syracuse this Halloween. One is Sweet on Chocolate in Armory Square. Owner and chocolatier Adam Mazzoni says autumn is a good time for chocolate.
This time of year, the weather's getting cooler. It's becoming more chocolate weather.
As anyone can see when they walk through the doors, Halloween has totally taken over.
We have a lot of themed items. A little pumpkin patch, spooky things like witches, ghosts. Also just the fun fall flavors that come along with Halloween. We've got caramel apple, we've got pumpkin spice, we've got a butter pecan truffle.
Mazzoni didn't plan on becoming a chocolatier, but he's found his creativity and a way to literally serve the area he grew up in through food.
But it's like where my creativity lives is in food and in flavor. I've always had a passion for serving someone a product that I'm really proud of and seeing the smile on their face.
But it's not just chocolate candy that will fill kids' bags as they go door to door on Halloween trick-or-treating. There's also bigger treats like the Scream Pop and the Sweet Praxis, which can be given out as individual gifts to family and friends during this holiday season.
Sweet Praxis owner Jen Walls says that whimsical Halloween feeling inspires the monthly menu at the Sweet Praxis and drives more customers into the bakery.
There's lots of really, really fun ways that we get to just be silly in the kitchen, and this is the perfect time of year to do it. The whole holiday season, like from here forward, is just going to be go, go, go for us.
These treats may be too big for trick-or-treating, but they're not too big for the holiday. Walls says customers select donuts, cupcakes, and tarts as hand-picked gifts for their loved ones.
They come in, they're excited to see these cute little like cake balls with eyeballs on them. So for sure, people who are buying these are really hand-selecting things that they want to give as a gift and share with people they love.
And while these treats may look sweet, Walls says you should still watch out.
There's a lot of tricks in our treats, for sure.
So Jenna, the first couple of days this week have been extremely nice for fall weather.
I agree. Hopefully the rest of the week will feel this nice. Walker, how's the weather looking for the rest of the week?
Well, guys, that's right. These last couple of days have been very nice. It's been hard to believe that it's been, end of October, rounding November here. We've been seeing a lot of high 50s, even getting into the 60s. And looking at today right now, some clouds are going to start to see some precipitation going out throughout the week. But 59 degrees, high of 62, so things are going to stay pretty warm. And as we head into tonight, that's when we're really going to start to see this rain come through. It's going to get a little bit more cloudy, and you're going to see an increase in humidity. So thankfully, that'll keep things nice and warm. But as we get into the later parts of the night, even early Thursday morning, we're going to see about 90% chance of rain. So we're definitely going to get some showers if you're out that late. Make sure to dress dry. And as we get into Thursday morning, you're going to expect a little bit more wet. It's going to stay humid, as I said. So it's going to be a morning, but it's going to be warm, 60 degrees actually. So that's nice for fall weather. However, this is when we're really going to start to see the impact of rain coming in. We're going to experience some showers throughout early parts of Thursday. And I'll get more onto how the rest of your Thursday will look, as well as going into the weekend and even early parts of next week. Stay tuned for my full weather forecast to hear more about that. But Jenna and Amber, back to you guys.
Early voting is open today in Onondaga County. According to the State Board of Elections, more than 100,000 people across New York State cast a ballot since the polls opened on Saturday. In Onondaga County, 3,500 people have voted early. Polling sites are open until 8 tonight. It's a piece of Silicon Valley in our own backyard. A Microsoft tech hub is heading to Syracuse. The new Smart Cities hub is meant to bring new tech jobs and economic growth to the city. Mayor Ben Walsh is asking the Common Council to okay it with the city, the county, and Syracuse University's iSchool on campus. It comes as part of the Syracuse Surge Plan from the mayor's office.
Authorities in Clay are investigating a crash which sent a man off his motorcycle. State police say a 25-year-old Cicero man was hit while riding his motorcycle on Brewerton Road. The man went to Upstate University Hospital last night. No other injuries were reported. And a family-run business in Syracuse's east side will be closing this week after 63 years. Richmark Carpet and Linoleum on East Genesee Street held an auction over the weekend to sell off their inventory. The owner said she felt the support of the community as longtime customers stopped in to say their goodbyes.
New York State legislators are considering a ban of tackle football for kids younger than 13. The State Assembly Health Committee is set to start hearing testimony on the bill on Tuesday. This will include people who are in favor of the ban and those against it. Lawmakers will likely vote on the bill when they return to Albany from vacation in January. And coming up, new details on the impeachment probe, why one expert says there is missing information.
And investors might not be fearing recession. Find out what the Federal Reserve is doing next.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Colleen Callender, Elijah Shama.
The White House transcript of the phone call between President Donald Trump and Ukraine's president left out pieces of information. That's according to the New York Times. The paper reports that the top expert on Ukraine in the National Security Council told House impeachment investigators about the omissions on Tuesday.
The expert, Colonel Alexander Vindman, said the transcript didn't include Trump's claims that recordings exist of Joe Biden talking about Ukraine corruption, nor does it include Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky explicitly naming the energy company that employed Biden's son Hunter.
Vindman says he tried to make these changes in the transcript, but those two pieces of information never made it in. He also told lawmakers that he believes Trump blocked aid to Ukraine to force the country to announce a probe into the Bidens.
Vindman isn't the only key figure to testify on Capitol Hill this week. Assistant to the former special envoy for Ukraine, Christopher Anderson, went before Congress today.
Anderson said in his opening statement that former National Security Advisor John Bolton warned U.S. officials about Rudy Giuliani. Bolton was reportedly worried about Giuliani's involvement in the Ukraine scandal.
Earlier today, House Democrats invited Bolton to testify. It's not clear yet if he will speak to investigators.
Growth in the U.S. economy is slowing, but not as rapidly as experts predicted. Increased consumer spending has eased recession fears as the GDP growth rate in the third quarter only came to 1.9%.
However, consumer spending did fall in the crucial clothing and automotive sectors. As business involvement slows in response, concerns grow that the slowdown will eventually take a hit on consumer spending and cause even further slowdown.
The Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates for the third time this year to limit the slowdown and help investors feel more secure.
The Ventura County Fire Department says the Easy Fire in Southern California is now at least 1,300 acres in size. The fire began early this morning and grew quickly, forcing thousands to evacuate. Authorities do not know the cause of the fire at this time.
This is one of the many fires that are burning across California. The LA Fire Department says hurricane-force winds will continue to fuel the Jetty fire in the LA area through tomorrow.
Officials say the likely cause for that fire was a tree branch falling on power lines, igniting the brush in the area. California Assemblyman Richard Bloom says old helicopters aren't helping the problem.
Our state fleet of helicopters are currently Vietnam-era helicopters. The current fleet isn't able to fly at night, so it's severely restricted and the spare parts are very limited.
Bloom adds the state is working to update the fleet, and they've already replaced 2 helicopters.
Facebook will pay the British government in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. The UK government says the social media company did not properly protect data gathered by Cambridge Analytica. It'll set Facebook back $645,000.
Cambridge Analytica was the UK-based firm which collected personal information from millions of Facebook users without their permission. The latest in Iraq, the prime minister may be forced to step down after his 2 main backers agreed to support removing him from office.
This comes after several violent protests broke out over economic hardship and corruption in Baghdad.
Officials say the country's infrastructure is in tatters, and the removal of the PM could save the country from becoming, quote, another Syria.
It has been a great start of the week with clear skies. However, things are not going to continue to be as clear. Stay tuned for my full weather forecast to get the most accurate idea of how the rest of your week will look.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
What are you, superheroes?
Just 4 brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV Newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader. From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, so we had a rainy start to our Thursday morning, and taking a step back and looking at the rest of Thursday, that rain's not really going anywhere. Expect scattered showers up until 6 p.m. and temperatures are actually supposed to stay pretty nice until then. We're seeing around 60 to 65, so we're actually hitting up into that mid-60s for some fall weather. That'll be nice. Aside from the rain, things will stay warm. However, once we get past 6, that's where things are going to take a little bit more of a colder turn. We're going to see a low of around 38 degrees in the evening, so that's when that fall weather will really snap into play there. And you're going to see for sure rain going into Thursday night. So your Halloween night is definitely going to be very rainy. We have a 95% chance of rain heading into the evening. However, we take a look back just to kind of get an idea of where this rain's coming from. For about the past couple of days, it's just been staying up towards the north. But as you can see, heading into tonight and going into tomorrow, this is where a lot of the rain is going to start to move in. And going towards Thursday evening, that's when you're really going to feel the heart of this cloud just come right over Syracuse. So that's where the rain is really coming from. And then taking a step back, looking at how a lot of our neighbors are feeling right now temperature-wise. Again, like I've been saying, for fall weather, it's pretty warm out. As you can see, Syracuse, the only one on the board hitting in the 60s, so that's always a plus. And then we have Elmira down to 59. But temperatures are staying within that mid-50 range. Lowest right now, we have 53 in Ithaca, but it stays pretty even across the board, so temperatures are nice, no real big outliers there. Looking for a great Halloween night besides the rain. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Walker. For those looking for a last-minute flight this Halloween, JetBlue is offering a scary good deal. Today and tomorrow, you can buy a JetBlue plane ticket for only $31 for domestic flights. The airline is allowing travelers to book a one-way trip to anywhere in the United States. However, the travel must be on October 31st.
Twitter announced it will soon ban political advertising. The CEO tweeted the decision earlier today. The move contrasts with the policy of rival Facebook, which lawmakers have heavily criticized. The new Twitter policy will be laid out in more detail in the coming weeks. The ban takes effect on November 22nd.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Hey, if you're a little tired of Syracuse football struggle this year, fear not, as buckets are once again raining in central New York. SU men's basketball played its second exhibition game in the Dome last night, topping Canadian powerhouse Carleton 77-58. Elijah Hughes was once again fantastic, tallying a cool 15 with 10 rebounds and 4 assists. Hey, Jim Boeheim's been around long enough to know how important these exhibitions are.
Well, these are tremendously valuable. Usually you play somebody that you can just overpower. These teams you can't overpower. You have to play. We took too many threes early. Fortunately, Buddy hit a couple and Joe hit a couple in the first half that were pretty good shots, pretty tough shots. That kind of got us back in. We got a long way to go. We got guys that are not sure what they're doing some of the time, most of the time. And it takes time. It's not going to happen now or next week or 2 weeks or 4 weeks. It's going to take time. We just got to keep plugging away and keep working.
Well, Carleton actually gave the Orange some headaches early on in this one. The Ravens led by as many as 8 early on in the first half, and SU didn't grab its first lead until 9 minutes had passed. But the bench carried the game home for Syracuse, outscoring Carleton 28-9. Freshman guard Joe Girard III and Buddy Boeheim joined Hughes in double figures. Now the Orange prep for defending national champions Virginia in the Dome next Wednesday. And the 2019 World Series has thrown plenty of twists and turns, and Game 6 last night threw yet another curveball as the Washington Nationals got the better of the Astros 7-2. Seventh inning of this one was marred in controversy over a first base interference call that eventually led to Nats skipper Dave Martinez becoming the first manager ejected from a World Series game in 23 years. Nonetheless, Steven Strasburg tossed a gem over 8 1/3 innings of work to force this season to a final game. And that game is tonight. For the first time ever across the MLB, NHL, and NBA, the road team has won the first 6 games of a 7-game series. That's 1 in 1,420 for those of you who want the math. Another first on the mound tonight as 2 former Cy Young winners go against each other for the first time in a World Series Game 7. Max Scherzer for the Nats and Zach Greinke for the Stros. First pitch in Houston is at 8:08. Back in Central New York, the SU women's basketball team is getting some national love. The Orange came in at number 21 in the latest AP preseason poll. Cuse is trying to build off last season's second-round tournament loss to South Dakota State, but they'll have to do it without star guard Tiana Mangakahia, who is out for the season as she recovers from breast cancer. And NBA action is in full swing across New York tonight. The Knicks are searching for their second straight win versus a pesky Magic squad down in Orlando, while Kyrie Irving's Nets welcome the winless Indiana Pacers to the Barclays Center at 7:30.
So, who do you think is going to win the World Series?
You know, a lot of it comes down to pitching, and there's 2 great ones, 2 former Cy Young winners. Personally, I'm looking at Max Scherzer, the Washington Nationals. They'll get their first ever World Series title tonight.
All right, thanks so much. And we'll have one last look at your weather after the break.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average 4-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
So Walker, I'm a big Halloween fan. If I wanted to wear my costume to class tomorrow morning, should I be prepared for it to be cold?
Now tomorrow morning there is a window of space where some low precipitation, not a lot of rain. However, you might want to make some modifications to that, add a little bit of some waterproofing to your costume for sure.
All right, and tell me again, the rest of the week and into the weekend, it's going to be raining, is that right?
Right, so looking into the rest of the week, especially into Thursday, it's going to be raining. And even as we head into Friday morning, you're going to expect some AM showers. So temperatures are also going to dip as well. So just looking at the week right now, Thursday, like I've been talking about, a lot of rain. It's going to be a wet Halloween. And then Friday morning, heading into the morning, you're going to expect some showers. But that should dissipate going into the rest of the Friday. And then going into the rest of your weekend, it should stay fairly dry, but partly cloudy.
All right, thanks so much, Walker. And children in New Hampshire and Massachusetts may be trick-or-treating on a different day.
With the storm frightening the Northeast, many towns are rescheduling Halloween festivities until the weekend. Syracuse has yet to make that sort of a decision, but the forecast is looking scary. There is a 100% chance of rain tomorrow.
So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there's a petition that people have been signing since the summer, and it's a petition to move Halloween trick-or-treating, a national trick-or-treat day, to the last Saturday of every October. What do you guys think about that?
I feel like you trick-or-treat on Halloween. That's just how it works. As a kid, you know, you dress up and you go out on October 31st.
Right. Right. What do you think?
Well, right. I mean, I think that's what kids look forward to, that known date. If you're going to just push it to the weekend, it kind of takes away some of the special touch to it.
Yeah, but I bet people are regretting it right now because they should have done their trick-or-treating this past Saturday, and now they've got rain, and now you're trick-or-treating in November, and that's no fun because it's not even October anymore.
I know, but trick-or-treating before Halloween, like going trick-or-treating and knowing Halloween is 4 days away, doesn't that feel weird?
Yeah. What are you guys dressing up as tomorrow?
In honor of the World Series, I'll probably dress up as one of the boys from the Sandlot.
Okay.
With some of the guys on my floor, yeah.
That's very cool.
I am keeping my costume a surprise. You'll just have to see it.
All right. Well, in case you guys were curious, I'm going to be the sun because the world revolves around me. But that's all the time we have for you on Citrus TV News. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all your latest news coverage.
I'm Amber McElrath.
And I'm Jenna Bree.
Have a wonderful evening, Syracuse.